Insurrection, white privilege, jamboree, resignations, social media no more. Oh my. Donald Trump and his minions, fake attorney, former Mayor Rudy Giuliani, along with Trump Jr. and Lion Ted Cruz, as Trump calls him, through their messages, directed a mob of white nationalists, the misguided and run-of-the-mill Trumpublicans, to storm the U.S. Capitol on Wednesday in an attempt to overthrow the certification of the incoming President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris. They have the Capitol Police running scared, and in some cases assisting in the incursion of the very building they were hired to protect. Senators, staffers, and employees were afraid for their lives. One Trump loyalist died for the cause, 3 others died due to medical emergencies, and a Capitol Police officer died after being hit in the head with a fire extinguisher during a struggle with these people. All in the name of Donald Trump. Trump enjoyed watching this unfold on the screen while rejecting calls to have the National Guard deployed. Senators and D.C. mayor called the Pentagon personally to get some help, but was not authorized to request such assistance. After what seemed like a lifetime under the circumstances, and with the help of Vice President Mike Pence, the National Guard was activated. Meanwhile, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser, since she couldn't get the National Guard, sent her people over there. And baby, when the Metro Police showed up, they did not come for play. They came to do what they came to do. I'm not sure what the Capitol Police were doing. It has recently come out that the Pentagon blocked the D.C. National Guard from receiving riot gear or interacting with protesters without explicit approval from Trump's defense secretary. But for Black Lives Matter demonstrations over the summer, they had a full armor of God and was ready to unload their weapons on any person in that demonstration that darkened one stair of that Capitol building. Meanwhile, there's a wave of self-preservation going on as at least 7 people from Trump's team has resigned. Among them are Education Secretary Betsy DeVos, Transportation Secretary Elaine Chao, who's Mitch McConnell's wife, Deputy National Security Advisor Matthew Pottinger, First Lady Chief of Staff Stephanie Grisham, and Deputy Press Secretary Sarah Matthews, along with 5 National Security Advisors and the Capitol Police Chief. Major social media networks have suspended Trump's accounts indefinitely. Google Play has removed Parler, which is a right-wing free speech social media site, from their app store, and Apple threatens to follow suit. Trump is on track to be the first president in history to be impeached twice in an effort to have him removed from office as soon as possible. The problem with impeachment, it's like a written warning from your job with no consequence unless your manager takes action to fire you. In this case, the written warning is coming from Congress, while the action to remove Trump has to come from the Senate. And while there's a growing number of Republican senators ready to do the deed, there may not be enough days or people to make that happen. The FBI is looking to swiftly arrest those involved and want your help. They've already arrested several and are looking for more. These idiots did not take into account that by not wearing masks, we can see you. We see you. 10 days to go, and this all seems to be a little bit too little too late for me. Let's see what happens. It's the Sean Jackson Show. I'm Sean Jackson. This will not be a political show, but I will discuss politics if and when needed. And that's what's been dominating the airwaves in the past few days. But that's not all that's happening. On a bit of sad news, Chad Ochocinco is considering a penis reduction, like make it smaller. Why and who does that? Lamar Odom addresses bitter ex-fiancée Sabrina Parr and says she needs help. Kim Kardashian and Kanye West could be getting ready to call it quits, and Kim Kardashian reportedly wants full custody of her kids. Lil Wayne and Kodak Black reportedly on Donald Trump's pardon list. That is, of course, if he's not removed from office before the 19th. A study by Cornell University found that most of us think we're better than we really are, and most of us are fooling ourselves. And if you're looking for good luck, put your toilet outside. Let's talk about it. It's the Sean Jackson Show. I'm Sean Jackson. A couple of years ago, the ladies of Basketball Wives LA were arguing about how Ocho Cinco wanted them. Well, now we're learning more about why they wanted Ocho Cinco. Apparently, Chad has so much meat that he's thinking about having it reduced. The former American football wide receiver appears to be mulling over a penis reduction, judging by his tweet to a celebrity plastic surgeon, Dr. Michael Schlosshauer, on Twitter. On Tuesday, June 5th, the doctor revealed on Bluebird app how much one should pay to have his penis extended. Penis extensions are now $599.99, he wrote, which I think is a pretty good price. The tweet seemingly piqued Chad's interest, but for a totally opposite reason. The former husband of Evelyn Lozada apparently wasn't comfortable with the size of his private part, and he seemed to be interested in getting it reduced. What about reduction? He asked the doctor. This is not the first time the former Bengals Pro Bowl receiver made headlines over his private part. Back in last July, he interestingly revealed to his Twitter followers that he took Viagra before the games as a way to boost his performance. It remains to be seen if Chad was serious or joking, but fans were amused anyway. Don't do something you're going to regret, Chad. Lamar Odom offers more details about his split from ex-fiancée Sabrina Parr after she was featured on The Wendy Williams Show. In a new video that he uploaded on his Instagram account on Friday, January 8th, the former NBA player put the life coach on blast, calling her bitter and insinuating that she's toxic for him. Despite everything, the former Los Angeles Lakers player said that he's grateful for the valuable lesson he's gotten from the whole thing. The ex-husband of Khloe Kardashian later wished Sabrina all the best, though he believed that she's in need of help, like we all are in life. He also said that the slander and the bullshit lies need to stop. I'm living, not just existing. I'm Lamar Odom, and I'm blessed, he concluded. This arrives after Sabrina opened up about being in jail for a domestic violence-related charge after physically attacking her former husband. Well, more details of Kim Kardashian's reported divorce plan from Kanye West have found their way out online. According to The Sun, the Keeping Up with Kardashians star is seeking full custody of her 4 kids, whom she shares with the gold digger rapper. According to the news outlet, Kim won't back down when it comes to her children, North, Saint, Chicago, and Psalm West. An insider claimed that while their divorce may seem amicable, things will most likely get ugly as former spouses battle for custody. In related news, Kim's childhood nanny has spoken out about the alleged divorce. Pam Behan, who spent 8 years taking care of the Kardashian children in the 1990s, told the Daily Mail that the star's late father, Robert Kardashian, might support her decision to split from Kanye if he was still alive. Not only are they going through a hard time, but the whole world is watching them, and that can be humiliating. I just feel like Kim needs all the support she can get right now, and I feel her family will definitely be there for her. Jailed Broward County rapper Kodak Black could be pardoned by President Donald Trump, according to a report by Bloomberg. The report says that Trump is putting together a list of people he plans on pardoning during the final days of his presidency, including aides, family members, and possibly even himself. Also on the list is another big-name rapper, Lil Wayne. Black has been serving a 3-year federal sentence after he pleaded guilty to falsifying information on federal documents used to buy guns from a Miami gun store. Black was arrested in May 2019, just before he was set to perform at the Rolling Loud Festival at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. Lil Wayne, who is originally from New Orleans but has maintained a residence in Miami Beach, pleaded guilty in December to illegally possessing a firearm as a previously convicted felon after a gold-plated handgun was found in the bag he had on board a chartered flight to Miami. Wayne, whose given name is Dwayne Michael Carter Jr., is currently free on $250,000 bond, but faces a maximum of 10 years in prison if convicted. A study by Cornell University found that most of us think we're better than we really are, and that most of us are fooling ourselves. The study found that while many of us overestimate our own good qualities, we're pretty good at judging the lack of those qualities in others. Students were asked to predict whether they would buy a flower for a charity cause. Then they were asked to predict if others would. 83% said they would buy a flower, but only half did. Students predicted that only 56% of their classmates would make that donation, and that number was right on the money. Researchers expected people to view their peers cynically, but instead we tend to overinflate our own egos, thinking we're better than we really are. I don't think I'm better than I really. You think you're better than you really are? And finally, the layout of your bathroom could be causing your luck to go right down the drain. That's according to Rohit Arya, an expert in Vatsu, which is the Indian equivalent to the Chinese feng shui. Arya says it's considered extremely bad luck to have your toilet in the same room as your shower or bathtub because it supposedly pollutes the same area where you clean yourself. Vatsu practitioners, you can't really become prosperous unless you move your toilet out of your house, or at least put it in a separate room. And since nearly all bathrooms usually combine toilets with tubs, Arya says you can reduce your bad luck by simply keeping the lid on the toilet shut whenever you're not using it. Arya is the author of the book Vatsu, The Indian Art of Placement, and I am absolutely certain that I have pronounced that word wrong every time I've said it. This is the Sean Jackson Show. I'm Sean Jackson. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you next time on the Sean Jackson Show Week in Review. Thanks for watching.